Hello and welcome to another episode of Blue Alpine TV. In today's episode, we will talk about Google banning cryptocurrency advertisements. We'll talk about Coinbase and Barclays partnership in the UK, and we'll talk about the US Congress's debate about ICOs and cryptocurrencies in general. So let's jump right into this first news story. It's an official statement from Google, new restricted financial products policy. So starting in June 2018, most, if not all, cryptocurrency products and services advertised on Google and Google's networks won't be allowed anymore. If you remember, a couple of days ago, we've talked about Google limiting certain advertisements and certain performances when it comes to people offering ICO services. We've seen that the numbers of the impressions and the clicks dropped dramatically. And this is now the official statements. We've kind of expected that this will happen. As you know, Facebook already did this a couple of weeks ago. And now Google is doing the exact same thing. So they're saying cryptocurrencies and related content, including but not limited to initial coin offerings, cryptocurrency exchanges, cryptocurrency wallets, and cryptocurrency trading advice is not allowed anymore. So starting in June 2018, we will see less and less advertisements on Google from the area of cryptocurrency. Now, why is Google exactly doing this? Nobody really knows, especially considering that this is probably millions, if not billions, in advertisement money that they are losing. Because obviously for cryptocurrency companies, this is a fairly interesting venue of getting new users and selling their products. It is probably a mixture between pressure from outside and actually trying to protect their customers, because if their customers are using Google search and then are clicking on an ICO that's an actual scam and not really legit in any way, people will lose money and will get angry at Google because Google technically linked them to that page. So it's Google's reputation that they are trying to protect. And the other point is also, it could very well be that that governments are also pressuring Google and saying, well, this cryptocurrency stuff is not regulated, so you better be careful on what you're putting on your advertisements or not. So I think in both Facebook's and Google's cases, it's a mixture of these two. It's on one side the area that the financial products or the crypto assets per se are not regulated in any way, so it's a potential risk. And on the other side, both Google and Facebook want to protect their users. In the end, Google is a private company, or a public company. It's a company that is not controlled by the public, so they can do as they please. Whether this is good for the end consumer or not, I think we can all judge this by ourselves. I don't think we have to make a judgment here. In the end, this could have even further implications, let's say, for people watching this on YouTube or even listening on different podcast format. It could be that cryptocurrency related content will actually not rank as high, or people won't find these videos or listen to these podcasts. So in order to avoid this, first, please subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening on the podcast, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast as well, so that you're not missing any episodes, even if we don't rank higher. Next news story is from the UK. So Coinbase, one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, as we've mentioned a couple of times, with a huge amount of revenue in 2017, around 1 billion, strikes a major banking deal with Barclays in UK. So it says the new partnership with the UK bank will see Coinbase's British customers benefit the most, as the two entities set a record for having the first ever partnership between a world-leading cryptocurrency exchange wallet and trading platform and a UK bank. What does this exactly mean? It means that they kind of have this partnership of allowing Barclays customers to easily transfer money and withdraw money from their Coinbase account. It makes the whole transfer stuff much easier, and they also announced that with over 12 million users on its platform, Coinbase was proud to announce that it had also obtained a license from the UK Financial Conduct Authority for e-money, while also mentioning the support from the faster payment scheme. Now, on one side, we have companies like Google and Facebook who are banning and going against cryptocurrencies. We have a news story from US Congress that we'll talk about right now afterwards as well. And on the other hand, we have big banks like Barclays who are openly working with cryptocurrency exchanges in order to offer a service to their customers. So it's always like these two sides that we're moving on. So on the one side, we're acting as a scared party, as a scared entity, scared organizations, and people who are fearing that cryptocurrency could do more danger than benefit. And on the other side, you have people, companies, organizations who are actually quite open to the idea of cryptocurrencies. And I would rather see people who are open to cryptocurrencies, maybe not adopt like all cryptocurrencies or all cryptocurrency exchanges. I get that part, but I would rather see people be a bit more open about these kinds of topics. So kudos to Barclays for actually doing this. What does this mean concretely for Barclays customers? It says here, for the British customers, the most obvious benefit from the partnership between Coinbase and Barclays will be the improved speed and simplicity of payment processes. Basically, users will be able to withdraw and top up to and from Coinbase with much ease. So it's mainly faster, safer, seamless bank transfers. And they will start with a small amount of institutional users with access to this faster payments. And then in the coming weeks, they will roll out this service to more and all UK customers. So they want to really improve the Coinbase experience in the UK. And this is actually pretty cool. Considering that Coinbase is actually a quite big cryptocurrency exchange, this is a big deal. We will probably in the coming days, if not weeks, we will release an article or a video on the best, or like a comparison between all cryptocurrency exchanges. There we'll also talk about the EU market. So for all the English listeners in the European region, we'll also compare cryptocurrency exchanges such as Kraken, Bitstamp, Bitpanda, and also Coinbase, just to get the entire mix with advantages and disadvantages. Now, next and last news story of the day, US Congress debates ICOs cryptocurrency regulation in-house subcommittee hearing. So this first or major or one of the big hearings that the US House Capital Markets Securities and Investment Subcommittee hearing was today. And one of the major topics was ICOs and cryptocurrencies in general. And this process works as follows. Some representative from the parliament comes and speaks in front of an audience and makes their point towards the Senate and talks about what benefits or disadvantages cryptocurrencies or ICOs could bring. And now we have different opinions, let's say. So we have on one side, we have Representative Brett Sherman. He is a Democrat from California, and he's calling cryptocurrencies a crock, expressed doubt that they can be used to accomplish any social good that cannot be achieved otherwise. And he's even saying perhaps we'll have another hearing after a major terrorist event is financed using cryptocurrency. He quipped, adding elsewhere that cryptocurrencies are only popular with guys who want to sit in their pajamas and tell their wives they're going to be millionaires. Now, the second part I kind of agree with. This is a bit of a problem. Obviously, he's exaggerating his point, but it's kind of an issue. Cryptocurrencies have attracted a lot of people who want to get rich quickly without the work, without understanding the technology. And this is exactly what gives cryptocurrencies kind of a bad reputation, in my opinion. And the first point, perhaps we'll have another hearing after a major terrorist event. I'm not really sure whether he's aware that terrorist events currently are in major ways financed by fiat currencies, be it US dollars, euros, yen, whatever. Also, this whole argument that came also was the money laundering and drug trafficking and all of these things. And let's not forget, guys, the majority of money laundering, the majority of drug trafficking, the majority of terrorist attacks are still done with fiat currency. This is still the main currency that is being used. And it's not like these representatives are going out and saying, let's ban fiat currency, because that wouldn't make a lot of sense. So the arguments are a bit weak in our opinion, in general. But I mean, for someone who doesn't understand the technology, it is kind of expected. Now, one interesting representative was Tom Emmer from the Republicans in Minnesota. He's a member of the cryptocurrency-friendly Congressional Blockchain Caucus. And he made an interesting statement. I think the crypto community in general reacted quite positively. He's saying, I hear elected officials who don't have any concept of what we're dealing with here and how exciting it is talking about, oh my gosh, we've got to run in and regulate and create more government infrastructure. So the statement that he gives is quite accurate. So these are politicians who don't really understand the technology, yet want to regulate or even over-regulate a technology that they're not completely aware of and understanding what exactly is going on. So this is, in my opinion, the biggest issue that we kind of have currently with cryptocurrencies. So regulatory aspects, yes, it is kind of needed, but the people who are doing the regulatory part are actually not experts in that specific area. Now, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies or blockchain technology, this is kind of an issue, because over-regulating the market will, especially, let's say, in the example of the US, it will be a problem, because the companies, the innovators, the entrepreneurs, all these people who are trying to build on top of this technology will be kind of either disappointed, best case, and worst case will actually leave the country and innovate somewhere else. So I think the US Parliament and the Senate needs to think about what kind of economic upturn and benefit this could actually bring to the state, to the United States. So this is, I would love to see more opinions like we've seen from Representative Tom Emmer. I would rather have, for example, Representative Brad Sherman to actually read through some white papers, read through maybe some research papers on Blue Alpine Research to really understand the technology in order to make a statement like this, because it's very short-sighted in my opinion. Obviously, there was a lot of money made and a lot of money lost, and but this is just one part of the equation, and the other more important part of the equation is that this could potentially and will potentially revolutionize how our banking works, how our finance system works, and all of these things. So for something being like so groundbreaking, I am surprised that these people are not spending more time in educating themselves and really understanding the technology. But you will always have this. I mean, it's a new technology, and at first they will laugh at you, and this is kind of what cryptocurrency is kind of going through. So while at the beginning it was cryptocurrency in general has been belittled, I think now it is more of a we are kind of looking into it, but not really taking it seriously. So people are not realizing still the potential that cryptocurrencies could bring. Now, this is not the first or last hearing. There will probably be another one. This is why the statement came from Representative Bill Huizenga. He says, I believe this is probably hello and not goodbye. And with that, guys, I actually want to say goodbye to today's episode. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, so that you get the updates on the videos, even if we don't rank, even if the videos get lost. And yeah, I will see you on the next one, guys. Take care.